Hello everybody, it's Kai. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new speed build video. And in today's video, we are going to be building and furnishing a house which is a Victorian home for a single mom and her 3 daughters. And I'm really excited for you guys to join me here today because I'm really excited to show you what I have come up with. It is very nice, I think, and I really like the theme because I can't quite relate to it. I am a daughter coming from a family consisting of siblings who are all female, so I can quite relate to it. And I imagine that this house is for the mother whose husband actually recently passed away, and she wants to start fresh with her 3 daughters, so she decided to purchase a Victorian home in Willow Creek in this world over here, and she decided to just keep it like that. But for the inside, you will see that I will be adding a lot more suburban items in there. So I figured that the single mom is basically, she just moved without buying anything. She just bought this house, but her furniture from her previous house, which is, assuming it's suburban house, is kept. So yeah, it will be up in the gallery soon, I think, by the time this video is up, under my ID, which is simmerkhai, and I really hope you guys will like this one. I really enjoyed doing this build because it is my first time doing a house for a single mom and her 3 daughters, which are all female. But anyways, I chose a Victorian home to match it with the Victorian homes that are present in this world. You can see that this part of the world map in Willow Creek is all Victorian homes, and we are building this build on Bella Goth's home, I think. And I really like Bella Goth because when I was younger, I used to play The Sims 2, I think, on the PlayStation Portable, and Bella was the main character of the game. And I basically had to complete a lot of missions, and basically a lot of them were always me coming back to Bella, so I think that is how I started to love Bella Goth and her family. But we are building this on her lot, so I already evicted Bella Goth and her family, I think. I'm not so sure. Because I built this house in the build mode, where you can use through manage worlds. But anyways, you can see that the structure of the house is pretty much rectangular. I did try to play around with the back part of the house over here, but I ended up doing it a bit different from what you see now. But I also ended up like deleting the extension part, which you see on the right, because it took up quite a lot of space, I think. Because when I put that extension over there, I had to put in a door that leads it to the inside of the house. But when I did the floor plan of the house and I tried to imagine like where the specific sections should be, it took up quite a lot of space. So I decided to just remove it to make it easier and more spacious for me to furnish it. But yeah, for the color scheme of this house, it is quite a blue color. I would say it's a baby blue color. And a lot of whites and a lot of like different shades of oranges and reds. And I really like the look of it. I think you will like it if you watch this video. But yeah, it is very, very nice, I think. And for the windows of the structure of the house, you will see over here, I used the windows from the Vampires pack because they are the most suitable ones, considering it a Victorian home. Yeah, and the windows from the Vampires pack is the most suitable, I would say. But anyways, for the back part of the house and the landscaping as well, the landscaping is pretty much simple. There are not a lot of tall trees that I added in because I figured that I should try something new in my builds and not include a lot of trees, more of on the ground landscaping, if you know what I mean. Like, they are basically like plants and bushes on the ground. They are not like too like straight or something like that. They are mostly rounds and just shrubs, and I decided to do this because I wanted to make something different for this build, and not include a lot of trees. But however, I did end up adding a tree in the back part of the house you see over there, but just that one tree is the tree that is in this house. The others are shrubs and flowers. But for the inside of the house, the floor plan took me quite some time to do because I couldn't figure it out properly. But for the number of bedrooms in this house, there are a total of 4 bedrooms upstairs, So 3 of them are the daughters' bedrooms. For each of the daughter, they have their own bedrooms, and the other one is a bedroom for the single mom, which is the master bedroom. And the single mom's bedroom has an ensuite. So there are a total of 3 bathrooms in this house. So 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. 2 of the bathrooms are upstairs. One of them is the ensuite, and the other one is the common bathroom shared between the 3 daughters. But the other bathroom is a half bathroom downstairs, which I ended up placing it like right in the entryway of the house because I imagine that it is kind of a mudroom. And yeah, it's just like that. It's very simple. But we are moving to the inside of the house right now, and for the inside of the house, it is very, very suburban. It is not Victorian at all, I would say. Maybe there are certain elements to it, like this fireplace that kind of looks Victorian, but the others are more suburban and not so classical looking. And I imagine that the single mom purchased this house, like I said, but she just decided to renovate the inside of the house and included her own furniture instead of using classic furniture. But for the exterior, she decided to keep it a Victorian house because she is a fan of Victorian homes. Something like that I didn't really imagine in detail, but I did imagine, however, that she bought this house and didn't build it from scratch. So we are working on the living room of the house right now, and the living room is pretty much consistent in color with the doors you see that I put over there, which is kind of yellow and white and green, I would say. And I used them from the Paranormal Stuff Pack. I think the couches from the Paranormal Stuff Pack absolutely fitted this theme because it looks very, very comfortable with the blankets on it and also the plush pillows. And I wanted to add in a lot of cozy elements in here, so I did add in a rocking chair over there with a knitting box near the fireplace. But you see that I put that portrait of 2 male Sims in this house, and this is because I imagined that the mother basically is the daughter of them. So like they did IVF or something like that, where there is a surrogate mother. I think that's what you call it. And she is the product of the she is basically a science baby, I would say, or a lab baby, and her parents are both male Sims. And I really like the idea of that. I think it's pretty cute considering that this household that I imagine this house is for is a household that consists of only female Sims. So I thought that it would be a fun idea to include a little bit more variety. So I added in that portrait over there to resemble the grandparents of the grandchildren, which are male Sims, and I really like that theme. But anyways, we are moving on to the kitchen right now, and the kitchen is pretty much simple and also pink and gray in color. And I wanted to stay consistent with the color scheme for the kitchen throughout, so I ended up changing a stuff over there you see from a green color to a white color. And I did that because I wanted to keep it consistent, and at first, even though I wanted to add in the green color stuff, it kind of looked awkward anyway, so I decided to just change it. But I also ended up adding a washing machine over here in this kitchen because I figured that there should be something for the Sims to wash their clothes. However, I just realized that I didn't add in a dryer or a clothing line in here, so pretty much there is only a washing machine in here. So I think you will have to include a dryer manually if you want later on, or a clothesline even. But yeah, there's only a washing machine over in this kitchen because I forgot about the dryer. And yeah, that's basically it for the kitchen, I think. But I did add in, I tried to add in a lot of clutter, which is simple clutter, not so very complex, I would say. And I added in a bunch of chili jars, I think, from the dine out, and also a couple of plates from the Snowy Escape, which I think look very cute because they are plates, and I imagine that the mom is a collector also of Chinaware. But anyways, yeah, I think that's basically it for the kitchen. Other than the clutter, I did add in a coffee pot over there and also a microwave to just complete it, to make it look like a complete kitchen. And yeah, just not so boring. But anyways, for the personalities of the daughters, throughout this video I will talk about it more, but I would just like to say that they have 3 different personalities. and it is quite relatable to my family because I imagine that the daughter's personalities in this household quite matches my siblings and my personality. But anyways, we are moving on to the dining room over here, and the color scheme of the dining room is pink and white, and it kind of matches the kitchen if I look back at it now. But for the corner over there, I added in a triangular sofa from the cats and dogs pack, and I will also be covering that area up with a curtain because it kind of looks awkward, and I didn't want it to leave it awkward like that, so I added in a curtain to just kind of hide it. But the dining room also ends up having a side table over here with a mirror on top of it to make it look more family oriented and more like organized. And I would say the single mom of this household is a very organized person, so throughout the build you see that in her bedroom it is very neat, and I imagine that she is a neat person, organized person, a mom, an ideal mom, I would say. But I also ended up adding that cabinet over there because I wanted to put in something in the corner of this section, which is quite empty, and I also included a grandfather clock, which looks modern, and I've never used that before. I think it looks great in here because I imagine that the mom is quite a young mom, I would say. And so she decided to match the furniture of her house with her taste, which is a young woman's taste. But you see that I added in that curtain over there because I wanted to cover up the awkward spacing in front of the triangular sofa from the cats and dogs pack. But anyways, this is the entryway of the house, and next to it is the mudroom or half bathroom. The half bathroom consists of just a sink and also a toilet and also a shelving unit for the bathroom. I'm not so sure if it's from base game or Parenthood. I'm pretty sure it's from base game, but it's where the towels and soaps are stored. But anyways, we are moving on to the second floor of the house where the bedrooms are, and also the bathroom, the two bathrooms upstairs, which are full bathrooms. And we are starting off with the single mom's bedroom. And for the color scheme of the single mom's bedroom, I basically imagined that it was blue and gray. And I think that the blue color and pink color downstairs contrasted each other pretty well. But throughout this build also, I used the same type of wallpaper but different swatch because I wanted to keep it consistent. And I also pictured that the single mom bought this house and didn't really change like the exterior and also the wallpapers that came with it. So she just decided to like put in her suburban things in here. But as you can see, for this bedroom, it is quite a neat bedroom with a lot of things organized, such as that hairdryer from the Parenthood pack and also some books next to it. And I also added in these pictures that I imagine that the woman in the picture is the sim self of this single mom, and the other one is her late husband who passed away recently. And I decided that it should look more family like that because I think a lot of family homes have a lot of like frames in it, frames of pictures and other stuff like that. So I just added in a lot of like wall decorations which are pictures because I mentioned that suited the family theme. But anyways, we are moving on to the next bedroom, which is the bedroom for the daughter who is okay. So basically there are 3 daughters. One of them is this one, the bedroom. She is a sporty person, so I ended up adding a bunch of clutter, I think, which is a baseball bat and also a bowling ball, I think, from the base game. The other daughter is a creative but messy person, and she is the eldest. And the third daughter is a very studious person. And I imagine that the ages of these daughters, I didn't really think it through, but I imagine that the eldest daughter is a teenager. The other 2 are maybe like 1 year, like there is a 1 year difference between them, but the other daughter, which is the eldest, and these 2 daughters, there is a big age gap, I would say. But over here is the bedroom that belongs to the studious daughter's bedroom, so I ended up adding a study table in here with a lot of books, and I also ended up adding a bookshelf just to like enhance her personality more, I would say, because she is a studious person. But I also ended up adding a guitar for her because I imagined that there is something at least for the daughter to do instead of just study. And she is the daughter that her mother relies on the most because she is very, very like result oriented or very like ambitious. So she studies a lot during her free time, and she also is a grade A student in class. And I thought that it suited perfectly for this theme of this household because there is a variety of personalities for the daughters. So yeah, I just included different personalities for each of them. And the color scheme of the studious daughter's room is pink. And it's also pink color in terms of the color scheme for the eldest daughter, which is the creative but messy person. And she is, I imagine, is a teen, but I ended up adding a keg bottle, I think, from the Discover University pack, which I will be removing, I think, in the end, if I'm not mistaken. So she is a teenager daughter, and she is also a creative person, which means she can paint, she can write, and stuff like that. So I ended up adding an art easel in here for her. But unfortunately, I haven't playtested this build a lot because I'm pre-recording this voiceover, and yeah, I will playtest it later before I upload it. But if I upload it, it will certainly be the playtested house. But anyways, the house also has a small study room over here, which is a mini library, I would say, and also kind of a knitting room, because I added in that wall decoration from the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack, which is a craft, I think crafting, and also added in a like box of wool barns. Is that what you call it? A wool barn? I'm not so sure. But they are from the Nifty Knitting, and this is going to be the common bathroom for the upstairs level, and it is quite simple as well because the wallpaper is also the same as the other rooms downstairs. I mean the other bathrooms, and they are pretty much the same. And I think I would, like in most of my builds, I think I will keep everything consistent in terms of wallpaper. But then if I think of it, if I ended up doing like a fun house or like colorful house, I would totally do different wallpapers for different rooms of the house. But we are working on the back part of the house over here, which is quite a simple theme. It's not very, very decorated, but it ends up having a kiddie pool because I don't know, I just included it in there because I've never used it before. But I will also be removing that archway over there in the end. But anyways, we are going to be reaching the end of the video soon, so I hope you enjoyed that long voiceover. If you do like this house, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!